A new aircraft is taking to the skies the Comac C919. Built by the Commercial Aircraft Corporation of China, this single-aisle jet is Beijing's bold move into a market long ruled by Boeing and Airbus. The C919 is more than an airplane, it's a statement of China's industrial ambition. Its development has been a national priority, aiming to break the Western duopoly and achieve self-sufficiency in aviation. The timing is strategic. Boeing faces production woes and Airbus is swamped with orders, leaving airlines eager for alternatives. The C919 is a narrow-body, twin-engine jet for the medium-haul market, seating 158 to 192 passengers, directly challenging the Boeing 737 MAX and Airbus A320neo. Its design features a modern cabin and advanced avionics, with critical systems sourced from Western suppliers but a distinctly Chinese airframe. This hybrid approach accelerated development and ensured reliability. Every C919 flight by China Eastern Airlines, its launch customer, is a symbol of China's growing capability in aerospace. The C919 isn't just about building a plane, it's about creating an entire industrial ecosystem that can sustain China's aerospace ambitions for generations. The arrival of the C919 marks a new chapter in global aviation. The C919, Boeing 737 MAX, and Airbus A320neo are strikingly similar in size, capacity, and mission. All three are designed as the backbone of short to medium-haul fleets worldwide. The C919 seats about 168 passengers, nearly matching its rivals, and its range, while slightly less than the A320neo and 737 MAX, is well suited for China's domestic and regional routes. Comac targeted this segment to ensure airlines could easily integrate the C919 into existing operations. The C919 uses CFM International's LEAP-1C engines, the same advanced engine family powering its Western competitors, giving it instant credibility. China is also developing its own CJ1000A engine to eventually replace Western power plants and achieve full independence. The C919's biggest edge is price. It's marketed at around $99 million, undercutting the A320neo and 737 MAX by tens of millions. For Chinese airlines, government incentives make it even more affordable. This aggressive pricing is designed to rapidly build market share at home and attract budget-conscious carriers abroad. The C919's entry is a calculated move to disrupt the status quo. It's a new contender in the world's most competitive aviation segment. The C919's order book tells a story of domestic dominance. By early 2025, Comac had secured over 1,200 orders, mostly from Chinese airlines and leasing companies, thanks to strong government backing. This protected market gives the C919 a stable runway for growth. The program began in 2008 with its first flight in 2017 and commercial debut in 2023 with China Eastern Airlines. Each successful flight builds confidence and credibility, paving the way for wider adoption. The next challenge, ramping up production to meet demand and compete with Boeing and Airbus. Scaling up will test Comac's supply chain, workforce, and quality control. The C919's future depends on how quickly it can deliver at scale. For decades, Boeing and Airbus have enjoyed a comfortable duopoly in large commercial aircraft. The C919 is the first real threat to this dominance in a generation. China's vast market is at stake. Losing it would mean billions in lost sales and jobs for Western aerospace industries. The C919's rise could force production cuts and job losses in the West, impacting thousands of suppliers. China's long-term goal is to replace Western components with domestic alternatives, eroding Western influence and revenue. The C919's presence pressures Boeing and Airbus to innovate faster and reconsider their strategies. Aggressive pricing and state backing from China could drive down aircraft prices globally. The era of slow, measured innovation is over. The C919 is a catalyst for change. The duopoly is now under real pressure to adapt or risk losing ground. A new, more dynamic era of competition has begun. The C919 is the flagship of China's Made in China 2025 inches strategy. It's not just a commercial project, it's a national mission to transform China into a high-tech powerhouse. Aerospace is a top priority alongside robotics and AI. The C919 showcases China's ability to master complex manufacturing and reduce dependence on the West. State support is comprehensive, from financing to coordinated orders from state-owned airlines. The ultimate goal is a self-sufficient, globally competitive aerospace industry, including homegrown engines like the CJ1000A. Technological sovereignty is seen as a matter of national security, especially amid U.S.-China tensions. The C919 could become a tool of economic and diplomatic influence offered to developing nations as part of broader partnerships. It's a strategic move on the global chessboard. Western companies face immediate threats from the C919's rise. Boeing and Airbus will see their share of China's market shrink as state-owned carriers prioritize the domestic jet. This could mean tens of billions in lost revenue. Safety and certification are also concerns. The C919 is certified in China, but not yet by the FAA or EASA, limiting its global reach. Western suppliers profit from the C919 now, but fear intellectual property loss and eventual exclusion as China develops its own systems. The competition isn't on a level playing field. COMAC enjoys state support that Western firms can't match. Trade policy, technology transfer, and regulatory standards are all flashpoints. The West must decide how to respond to China's state capitalist model without harming its own interests. The C919's ascent is forcing a strategic rethink across the industry. The future of global aerospace competition is being rewritten. The C919's biggest hurdle is international certification. Without FAA or EASA approval, its market is limited to China and a few allied countries. Gaining Western certification is a complex, technical, and increasingly politicized process. For now, the C919 is a regional player, not a global one. China is working to build its own regulatory sphere, signing aviation safety agreements with other nations. This could fragment global aviation standards, creating two regulatory blocks, one led by the West, another by China. Such a split would have major implications for airlines, manufacturers, and passengers. The certification battle is about more than safety. It's about who sets the rules for global aviation. The outcome will shape the industry for years to come. The C919's global ambitions hinge on this critical process. The C919's entry sets up several possible futures for aviation. In the short term, expect a 2.5-player market. Boeing and Airbus dominate globally, while COMAC rules China. The C919 will gradually replace Western jets on Chinese routes, shrinking the market for Boeing and Airbus. If COMAC secures international certification and ramps up production, true three-way competition could emerge. This would drive down prices and force faster innovation from all players. For travelers, more competition could mean lower fares and new aircraft options. But a fragmented regulatory environment could create confusion and safety concerns. Boeing and Airbus are already investing in new technologies and support networks to defend their turf. The duopoly has been shaken. Its response will define the new balance of power. The future of the skies is up for grabs. The COMAC C919 is more than a new jet. It's a symbol of China's technological rise and a disruption to the old order. Its entry ends the era of a comfortable Boeing-Airbus duopoly and forces a new competitive reality. Western firms must now see China as both a market and a formidable rival. The C919's reliance on Western systems is temporary. China's goal is full self-sufficiency. The race is on for the West to innovate and maintain its edge. Key milestones to watch: COMAC's production ramp up and progress toward international certification. Achieving FAA and EASA approval would make the C919 a global player. The outcome will determine whether aviation remains harmonized or splits along geopolitical lines. The C919 is a harbinger of a more multipolar, competitive world. Its journey is just beginning, and it will shape the future of aviation.